Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I wasn't able to watch the Chicago Sky take on the Minnesota Lynx on Saturday. I had plans, so after the Indiana Fever game against the Atlanta Dream, I had to skedaddle. But thanks to WNBA League Pass, there's my little plug for you, WNBA. Thanks to the League Pass, I was able to watch the game yesterday. I wanted to make sure I got to see it. And I did a video. Let me start here. I did a video, I don't know, last week, I guess it was, recently, in which I talked about the coach, Tyler Marsh, saying reportedly that Angel Reese will have a modified, and that's a quote, a modified role on the team, and that she was going to be more like a point forward. And like I said, I did a video on it where I said Angel Reese is moving out so Kamilla Cardoso can cook, so she can move in. And so he was going to use her more on the outside. I said, well, that explains why when we saw Angel working out in the off season, she was shooting threes. Now, the article that I used as a source said that they really weren't going to try to make her into some three-point threat at this point, but she would be shooting the mid-range shot. And the article also said she would not be totally out of the post, but she wouldn't be in the post as much. So Angel Reese on Saturday, when I watched it on the playback yesterday, I saw frustration in her. I know it's early. I know it's preseason. She did some things well. I'm going to show you. I love passing. I just, as a point guard myself, I think I get more joy out of Caitlin Clark's passes than a logo three. I like all of it really, but there's something about a good pass. So I'm going to show you that pass. But overall, I felt like Angel was just frustrated, didn't seem to flow, didn't seem happy to be there. And I'm not the only one who noticed it, because the announcers were rather annoying, because they kept talking about Angel Reese and how many rebounds she didn't have. And well, maybe she's holding back because it's the preseason and all that stuff that ballers just don't do. Ballers ball. And that's what you see. I mean, you only get a few preseason games in the WNBA, and generally speaking, ballers are going to ball. So, but something just seemed off. And when the news, if you want to call it that, came out that Angel would be playing, not playing what she had been playing in her rookie season, she commented, I think, that she's willing to do whatever, and she'd have to pick it up, or however she said how she would have to pick up the new role, etc. Okay, this is what I feel. I feel like, I've already said a million times, I feel like Teresa Weatherspoon did Angel Reese a disservice, because she was more interested in a double-double record than she was in developing Angel Reese. So Tyler Marsh is coming in, and so you're like, okay, so it's sort of like she's going to have to unlearn some things and then learn some things in that position. But then we hear that she's not going to be in that position. So it seems to me like she's starting her rookie year again, because she's got to learn another role. And if Saturday is any indication, it might take her a bit of time to get her bearings, which is understandable, but it's a short season, right? And so here she is out on the perimeter and trying to do some different things. Let's look at her stats, because she wasn't the rebounder that people come to expect, and the announcers said it over and over again. And I kept thinking, if she's going to be away from the basket and not getting the rebounds that she's used to getting, well, are we going to hear that all year? All the announcers are going to be like, oh, she doesn't have any rebounds. Oh, she's got one rebound. Oh, she's got three. Like, oh, she's not playing like herself. She doesn't have enough rebounds. Like, it gets really annoying. Like, just call the game. We went through that last season with, oh, she's got, this amount of rebounds. If she gets one more, she'll have that double streak. And then the whole integrity of the game becomes just compromised for this whole thing. But it is true that Angel Reese is a fierce rebounder. She's pulled away from the basket more, and the stats reflected it. And maybe even her whole attitude was a result of it. Let's look at those stats. So we see here at ESPN.com that Chicago lost that game to Minnesota, 87 Chicago, 92 Minnesota. Angel Reese played 25 minutes. She went 2 for 8. She did take a three, did not make that three. She had 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Team was a -1, and she had 10 points. But this is the key right here, the 3 rebounds, and she didn't shoot well either. Now, remember, this was about Angel Reese moving out so that Kamilla Cardoso would be in, and running the offense through Kamilla. Well, she also played 25 minutes. She went 4 for 7, and she had 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. She had 13 points, and the team was -13 with her on the floor. Going to get back to Kamilla in a moment because I feel that she too is starting over. It's like a second rookie season for her. But before I get to more of that, Angel Reese and the Nafisa Collier were matched up quite a bit on Saturday. Angel played 25 minutes. Nafisa Collier played 26 minutes. She went 8 for 13. She had 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, and 26 points. They were plus 11 with her on the floor. Honestly, she took it to Angel. She cooked Angel, and Angel, like I said, looked extremely frustrated. And I don't know. I mean, Nafisa Collier is a tough assignment, but I just feel like Angel was out of sorts. And so the result again for her, 10 points and 3 rebounds, but the 5 assists. And I'll show you one of them in a moment. But let's talk about Kamilla Cardoso. Her line is certainly not bad at all. Only having 7 field goal attempts, though, I think is low. They were relying quite a bit on their outside shooting, which served them okay. But for me, Kamilla Cardoso shooting only 7 field goal attempts isn't gonna do it. If you're gonna move Angel out and you're gonna make room for Kamilla Cardoso to be more dominant, then yeah, 7. I don't know, but it is preseason, so I'm sure they'll work through that. But I want to talk more about Kamilla. I already said that I feel like Angel is redoing that rookie season, new position and a new coach, and the last coach didn't do her any favors. But Kamilla Cardoso also, maybe it's just me because I hear a lot of people say otherwise, say how great she is, etc. Whenever I've seen her play, I've never walked away thinking Kamilla Cardoso is just an amazing basketball player. I'll say she's tall. I'll say that the offense should run through her more than it should run through Angel Reese for sure. I think she's better for that role, but I don't see her as a person who uses her height. Really, you can't teach height. She's very tall. She's 6'7", but to me, she plays beneath her height and her strength. She's slow, coming up the court, but again, she's 6'7", and a lot of times when you're 6'7", you have never had to really go hard in boxing out, jump, all those things. I watch her sometimes. She just grabs it. She's just, to me, not an impressive player. But again, she lost a year because Teresa Weatherspoon didn't just do Angel uh, a disservice. She did Kamilla Cardoso a disservice because instead of developing her more, she was worried about Angel Reese in a double-double situation. So she did both of them a disservice. And I feel like Kamilla is going to now have to be more dominant. At times I'm looking at the game and I'm like, how is she not touching the basketball? How are you? I mean, with a Kamilla Cardoso, I feel like Christy Sides, paint touches, but somehow that it's got to be an inside out game. And I just, again, it's just preseason. I get it, but I'm kind of the mind start the way you want to finish. And I think that Kamilla Cardoso is going to have to be more aggressive. She's going to have to learn to be more aggressive because with Teresa Weatherspoon, it was like give the ball to Angel Reese. And now it's okay, your Angel is out here, you're in here. You've got to demand the basketball, you've got to be more assertive, you've got to somehow get down the court, get position, get the ball, and go strong and hard to the basket. She's going to have to learn to do that. Yes, I know she played under Coach Dawn Staley. I get it, but she lost something in that year. She had to have lost something in that year, unless I'm just the only person who is feeling like she's not she's not dominating, and she should. And so I think this team has some interesting dynamic. Now they I saw live, some not live in person, but the other games I had seen live, and I was like, wow, like the first preseason game, I'm like, they're looking better than was projected. And when obviously Vandersloot did not play on Saturday, I think she makes a huge difference in the offense. So I think they have great opportunities and great potential. But I think your Angel and your Kamilla Cardoso are going to have to do like a rookie year all over again. And there's a learning curve. And Angel looked frustrated. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out and how Tyler Marsh makes some adjustments. Now, as far as Angel is concerned, she is willing to do anything, she said. So I'm going to go to this press conference she had, and what does she say about her willingness to do whatever it takes to win? This is at Chicago State of Mind Sports on X. Now, it's really difficult to hear in the room, the acoustics or the microphones or whatever. So I'll play it. You'll be able to pick up the gist of it, and I'll fill you in on the rest.
The showing the things that you guys made in the team. I was the number one weight coming out of high school. When I went into college, I had to transition to be a post player. I've always been a player for the team. Every team I've been a part of, I've been a player for the team. When I went to Maryland, I was a player for the team. We did what I needed to do when I was at LSU. I was a player that did what the team needed. We got a championship, as people can see. Coming here, I was out last game. Coach emphasized I need you to play point guard sometimes. I'm willing to do whatever it is for the team. And I don't do it for you guys and what you guys can see. It's for what my team needs. And I think that's something going on here too. I don't really care about, I'm sorry, excuse me, but nothing y'all have to say or think or want. I'm doing whatever I can for the team. And that's always my prioritization. I want to win as bad as everybody else in Chicago wants us to win.
As I said, hard to pick up some of what she said, but you probably heard her say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the team. I was number one coming out of high school. I went to LSU. You all know I won a championship. When she went to LSU, she said she had to transition to being a post player. And then now with, Vandersloot was out. So Coach Marsh said, I might need you to play a little bit of point guard. And she said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. I'm not doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for my team. She said that repeatedly. And so it means that she's willing to learn something new and play a different position. And perhaps there's some growing pains involved in that. And that's where I say I saw some frustration on her part. The stats bear that out. It's just preseason, but it's going to be interesting to see what becomes of this. And if Kamilla Cardoso can just ball out, great. Where are you going to get those rebounds that Angel normally gets? how, what's his plan on that. It's just going to be fascinating to see how year 2, which to me is going to be a lot like a rookie season, what it's going to look like. And also if Kamilla Cardoso can step it up, because I don't know. You can tell me you think I'm wrong, but when I watch, I'm thinking there's a lot of work to be done there. And speaking of doing work, Angel did some work in the passing department. A beautiful pass backdoor to Rachel Bannum. So let's check that out. WNBA on X posted Angel Reese with the perfect dime to Rachel Bannum.
Efficiency. Off the miss. Kia Nurse pushes the pace up for Chicago. Top of the key, it's Reese. Bounce pass, Bannum. Rachel Bannum with the cut off the nice pass from Reese.
So here you go. You got Kia Nurse pushing the ball up the floor. You got Kamilla Cardoso coming up. Angel is, I think, bringing up the rear here, and she's going to stop at the top. Ball goes to Angel Reese. And then, boom. You see that spin? She had that spin on it. And you're going to see Bannum going back door, wearing number 24. Who else wore that number? Oh, yeah, that's me. And Kobe and all the good players, Nafisa Collier, etc. But I digress. Ball to Angel. Now you see she's right there. She looks over, and she's got that eye contact now because, is this Carlton here? I think because she's kind of looking this way and she's playing up the line. Angel reads, they read each other. Boom. She's going to go back door, and the pass goes to where she's to go, not where she is. And she finishes strong. One of Angel's 5 assists. So it's about to go down as Chicago Sky is done with preseason games. The Indiana Fever done with preseason games. And the two of those teams will meet up on Saturday. I hope you have plans to hang out with me right here on the Adrienne Ross Show as we go live for the first game of the regular season. Like I said, I feel like Angel Reese and Kamilla Cardoso both are really entering a rookie season type season. How long that'll last, I don't know. They'll get their feet set, their bearings, and that will depend a lot on the coach, I'm sure. But right now, I kind of feel like they're starting over. Angel learning a new position. Angel making up for what Teresa Weatherspoon didn't do. Kamilla Cardoso being more aggressive in her position, something that was taken from her in her first season. So it's like rookie season 2.0. Subscribe to the Adrienne Ross Show if you haven't done so yet. Also, click the join button on the homepage of the channel and check out the perks because we got it going on. All right. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.